race in the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now when it comes, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up, don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up, don't be scared.
Oh, Sasquatch? Oh, yeah, he's like the Sandy Waxler of YouTubes.
Next time he'll get his own ketchup.
Always forget that back there. Good morning, everyone, and I would like to remind you this is the Life Buoy, and you are a survivor. So, I have a couple of people backstage. We're going to pop them right out here. I'm going to let that play over yonder. Y'all are going to be talking down there, and we're going to be doing things over here. So, that's the way the general show goes, and we've got My Benzo Hell. What's your new channel name?
Oh wait,
Survive.
let me get a link because it's not the same URL yet.
Okay. Yeah, no.
I haven't unlocked custom URLs.
All right, then go get that. I'll be back with you in a second. All right, AJ. We all know and love this one. American Justice of Texas. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
All right, so you saw the title of the show, right?
Yes, sir.
12 steps, 5 stages, 1 alternative.
Mm-hmm.
You get what that means?
Yes.
Basically, you can go through the 12 steps, or someone you love will be going through 5 stages of grief. The only alternative is sobriety.
Survive or die.
Exactly.
I'll come on the stream just if you want to mod me on that. I'll just type it in chat and you accept it. Sorry to interrupt.
2 seconds ago, you weren't even on the air. Welcome to the show. How you doing? What is the name of your new channel?
I'm just going to type it in chat now, 2 seconds. Because it doesn't have, well, it has a name, but it's called Life as a Vibe, but that ain't the URL, and it's a brand new account.
Yeah, no, brand new account won't have a URL.
Yeah, it won't. It don't have that.
Gotta get 100 subs. Gotta brand it. But
so you won't be able to find it.
You'll see his musty mug sitting right on it. You'll be able to find it, no problem. No problem. So now that everybody knows who everybody is, wait a second. Now that everybody knows who everybody is, who's echoing?
Sorry, dude. It was playing at my
Rookie
phone.
move.
Oh, welcome to the Sasquatch Scream, where everything goes terribly wrong and we pretend nothing
This is
happened.
well rehearsed. Well rehearsed.
All right. Anyway, welcome to a
Yeah,
live
let's get
show.
into it.
Everything's just going on. Okay. Do you abide by the 12 steps? Either one? Come on, don't jump in at the same
Sorry,
time.
I was that again.
Do you abide by the 12 steps?
Yeah.
You
I like the
ascribe to
12
that
steps.
concept.
Yeah. I reread it the other day because I was confused the other week when I was talking about the powerlessness part of it, and I reread it. And in fact, you do regain your powerless back, your powers back, or whatever. I don't know how to phrase that now. But yeah, no, I reread it the other day. So yeah, I actually like it. It makes sense.
Well, I've always kind of had
Nothing
an
else to
issue
compare it to.
with doing things people tell me to. It's always been a bit of a problem. And so when
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a room full of people who are alcoholics and they're telling me that my drug abuse is different from alcoholism, I have a hard time believing it. And I'm not sure that the 12 steps of alcoholism is going to translate well into the 12 steps of benzo addiction or the 12 steps of methamphetamine recovery.
I think it does.
Yeah, you're trying to say it's too cookie cutter, like it's too one size fits all approach.
Maybe.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. That's why so many people fail because it's not directly driven based on substance of choice. It's like, well, get in there no matter if you're drinking or whether you're shooting 8 grams of
That's my
dope a
question.
day.
That is
Not
the question
really.
itself.
It's not defined.
Does the substance of choice define the addiction?
To a certain extent.
It puts it in a category, yeah.
Okay, what's that?
Because like you can have meth versus a physical addiction. There's a very mental addiction in it, so you're gonna have more of a psychological issue behind it versus someone who's coming off heroin. It's different. It's a different thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you have a mental withdrawal, but you also have a physical withdrawal.
Yeah, you know what I mean. There's that them mentally addictive drugs, then there's them physically addictive drugs, and they can be defined in two categories. I would put it. I mean,
so does that
I'm
mean
not sure if it's true though.
that for the steps to work, they have to be defined from the drug of choice?
Oh no.
No.
Is it a lifestyle?
No, the 12 steps pretty much go for like if they can
You can
be
plug any drug of choice into
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
12
trying to
steps.
say. Yeah.
Oh,
You can insert anything in there. But what I'm saying is like the meetings, when you go to a meeting, it's kind of like too many people there, too many different people from different walks of life. So then for me, I couldn't really relate. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know which
get it.
section to be in of this cult. Like, no, I didn't mean to say that. I mean, you know what I mean? Of
Cult.
like how it seems,
I
where
get
when
it.
it's all subject, it's like it's a subsection. So it seemed a bit weird to me. But I know other places aren't like here. Do you know what I mean?
Right, but
I live in a small town. Or a small
that's
city,
you
so.
feeling comfortable. That's not the steps being worked. See what I'm saying?
She's got a point. She's got you there.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with the steps. Yeah, no, that is just my opinion on my place. Yeah, like
Right.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like the things can be defined differently, but the places are different. That has nothing to do with the question. You know what I mean, I just mean the places are.
Okay.
There's an array of people
So,
there, which
in
can
general,
be misleading
the
for some
steps are
people.
solid. The agreement in general, the steps are solid. They work.
Steps are
Yes.
solid. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So a step-by-step approach to getting clean is a bona fide, verified, 3 junkies in the same panel all agree it's helpful.
Mhm.
Is it
Yeah.
necessary?
100%.
Not for everybody.
Yeah, not for everyone. I don't think everyone has to. I think everyone incorporates it in some sort of way, but I don't think they have. You have to fully implement it. Do you know what I mean?
That was my next question. Is it possible that people who aren't applying consciously the 12 steps of recovery are applying them subconsciously successfully?
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you're not directly doing it, I think you're subconsciously doing it, which is more of my direction.
All right. Let's do that. Let's do the chat thing. Hey, George, you want to go through and say hey to everybody in chat?
Yeah, go for it.
You see chat?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Each one personally, that's going to be a lot.
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm going through all of them. Watch this happen. Hold on. Let me get my.
What's up, Work Lion, Resto, South Alabama?
No. You're not doing it right. You got to do it right, but I'll let you do it right. All right. We got Russell Sperry, who's got the gold. That man has been sitting in here for 4 days, according to this thing. It says, we'll just wait. Work Lion gets the silver and the Seventh Son gets the bronze. Welcome to the show, folks. Good to see you. Your bestest buddy in the house, Toe for Life over here. South Alabama Cop Watch. You want to do the rest of them?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, where you got?
We're at John DeNicola, Flamin' Jackson. Oh, I love y'all. Yeah. You know
Freaky
that.
Geek, Flamin' Jackson, South Alabama Cop Watch. That was a mouthful. Nice. Welcome, welcome guys.
All right, I'm going to teach
hello
y'all how to do
to- who
this.
said
This is the
hello to
last thing
me?
I do. We're going to do this. We're
Hello
going to do this.
to
You're
what's that
good.
name? Oh yeah, it's a subtropical
Subtropical Botanica.
Yeah, I almost said that.
I'm the redneck here. What's the problem?
No, I know. It's just a mouthful. There's a lot of syllables. It's like subtropical.
I know, man.
I was expecting like 18 syllables.
All right, let's
like,
skip to the case. Phoenix Rising, previous guest. We got Freaky Geek. We've got Russell Sperry, Lackluster. We've got Work Line, Toe for Life, South Alabama Cop Watch. I think that covers everybody who's spoken so far. So, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. And we're talking about the 12 steps, the 5 stages, and the one alternative to life. Basically, if you're thinking about getting on anything, just don't do it. I mean, quite frankly, there is very, very few circumstances where any type of substance use will end in a beneficial outlook on your life. And I'm not counting marijuana, cannabis in any of this because that's not.
I did feel guilty then, but yeah, good.
No, I'm just saying it's not the same thing.
I feel guilty too.
I have a few nightmares when I quit smoking pot. That's it. That is
the dreams come back. They stop my dreams for sure when I smoke.
Do you have
nightmares? I just don't dream when I smoke, but when I stop smoking, I get the nightmares. Well, I wouldn't call them nightmares, just like severely vivid dreams. Like,
but do you
it's just
have
like the HD is? So it's like a 4K dream.
Yeah,
so,
I get it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like your regular dreams, like a 240p.
Shit, really technicolor.
You don't really remember it, but like when
Toe for Life.
4K,
Hello.
you remember everything.
Shout out.
Yeah, Taylor's in here. It's good to see him. Good to have him back. I thought we lost him for permanent.
Yeah, I'd say the benefits outweigh the negatives of cannabis, but I don't want to make this all about cannabis. I could do that any other time.
I'm simply making a distinction between things like we discussed sugar and caffeine last week. I was making a distinction between things like caffeine and sugar.
I had to check my caffeine intake after that, because I was drinking a lot more Pepsi. I started to drink Pepsi because it's been hot. You need to
stay away.
So I've just been drinking Pepsi and ice, and I realized how much caffeine it's had in it. Because when I stopped drinking them again, I had a withdrawal day. It was bad. Yeah, no more caffeine for me. Fuck that.
Yeah, you don't need caffeine, brother. I think you're just.
Yeah, I got too much energy as it is.
I wonder what he was like all tweaked out.
Could you imagine this motherfucker strung out on meth? Dear God, he must be unstoppable. Yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. That was a bad. I didn't mean to do that.
They went like for days.
I don't want to talk about that. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about are 12 steps. Do you think they would work for things like sugar and caffeine? Could you try to apply the same steps, or would it just be silly?
Oh no, you just gotta like.
You could, but I mean,
you could be a bit obsessive.
I mean, you could.
Right, it's a little OCD to be trying that shit, right?
Yeah, it's like
stop.
I'm powerless. It's like, well, I don't know. I did quit caffeine for I don't know. I guess some people could be powerless to caffeine.
They're out there.
Just talking about it.
Yeah, I can see it, but it'd be a bit. Like, I don't know, people need that is a bit of a victim mentality at that point, isn't it? That's why.
Well, I mean, think about it.
Dangerous territories with what you're considering a problem. I don't know, unless you legitimately a lot of sugars each day. Then fair enough. Some people out there drinking Coke all day. It's not good for you. Like, I'll definitely recommend tapering. I'd probably use the tapering method at that point. Taper down to like 1 or 2 a day, and then jump off. Well, that's what I had to apply their 12 steps after that. Like, yeah, I did a full taper off the Pepsi. I'm on the diet now, and then now I need the 12 steps to stay off the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That all seems very silly, right?
Yeah, that's a bit silly.
Okay, so we're talking about crack. 12 steps.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Any hard drug, any drug that is harder than like cannabis, I'd say. Maybe even cannabis. You could apply it to cannabis for sure if you really wanted to.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Like,
my
I
You
point.
say
could apply it
cannabis is
to
probably
any
the,
addiction if you really want to.
Oh, okay, how about sex
that's
addiction?
pretty much the answer to your
Let's look
question.
at
Like,
something
Yeah.
you can
non-chemical.
apply it to anything, if depending
Yeah,
on
that's
how.
true.
Universal guide.
So it
I
is
think
kind of
AA's
mixed
for
by the
loads of
mix.
stuff now. They have like CA, AA, NA, different
Yeah, but they're the same thing.
subsections,
They're the
but it's
same
for
thing.
different.
It's all
it's
based
for
on the
different.
AA, yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the AA thing, but it's just depending on drug of choice. So,
Okay, so you said you were in a
I need
small
to find myself like a CA, like a cocaine anonymous,
They
because
have
that
one,
was
yeah.
my main drug of choice, and they definitely have them. And it's like, yeah, like,
dude.
'cause just what I was
That's
saying
why
about earlier.
I go to NA.
Yeah, when I go to
Personally.
NA, I find there's too many people from different walks of life. There's like people who drink, there's people on crack, there's people on
Correct.
dope.
Correct.
There's too many people for me to mingle
I
with.
did
I just
whatever
need to
drug
mingle
was
with the
in front of me.
cokeheads, like the cokeheads I relate to. Because I only used
So
to use the other shit to like
you
bring
need
me
more
down. I
Bob
was never a
Saget,
big deal.
is what you're saying. You want more Bob Saget's and less Russell Browns.
I just
I
need
got
that because my thing's very OCD as well. It's very coke orientated. It's
Yeah.
like that
Okay.
OCD mindset. It's not very
So
dope.
where y'all are at, and I know we're all in very different locations. I mean, George is from the UK, AJ's somewhere in Texas, and one of AJ's, I think the county AJ is in is bigger than George's entire country. Just to
Yeah, definitely.
just to let you know what kind
I
of
could get to the top of Scotland in 4 hours. That's insane.
right. Yeah, you could drive there.
Yeah,
No
you could
problem.
get there. In
You'll run
4
out
or
of
5
gas trying to
hours.
get out of her county. Yeah.
Maybe not including the connecting ferry. You'd have to get all the way up in Scotland. But apart from that, yeah, about 4 hours. That's insane.
Anyway, what I'm
America's
getting at
huge.
is this.
You got all the men talking about their weenies falling off in chat, you know. You
That's
open
the
the
same
door.
thing as weaning. Yeah, weaning and tapering is the same thing. Yeah,
Okay, so we just had
weaning
a
down,
miscommunication,
tapering down.
George. We just had a
Sorry.
miscommunication. That Texas accent got you. Weenie.
Oh,
Peter. Penis.
what do you mean?
Wiener.
Yeah.
A wiener.
No,
Wiener.
I was reading the comment.
Not weaning. Wait, hold on.
No, I was reading the comment. Weaning.
I missed one.
There's a
Okay.
comment
Somebody
about
said
weaning
something
down.
about wiener.
I'm not going insane. Don't worry.
South Alabama talk. I think
Okay.
talked about his wiener
Right,
falling off.
he's going off
I'm
about it.
not
All right.
going insane.
This has gone horribly awry.
You're meant to bring the structure to these, man. I'm just here to bring light to shit.
That's the
like,
problem. No, I'm just kidding.
where's the structure?
We love you.
Okay. My question.
What? Get
Dance
cereal.
monkey dance. My question is, I'm in Georgia. I am in the depths of the Bible Belt.
Mhm.
Every single anonymous, narcotics, coke, Alcoholics Anonymous, whatever it is completely religious based. Most of our meetings take place in churches. There are 5 churches within 10 minutes walk of my house, right?
That's where our AA is, yeah.
Okay.
NA,
Do
sorry.
you find that has an impact on the people that are actually running AA, or is that independent from the church system?
Yeah, it's independent from the church. They just use the church facilities. Like, it's not really the church. It's like the separate bit from the church.
Okay.
Like, there's other ones at churches as well, but I don't know. I think they're allowed to use the churches, but it's separate. It's not like ran by the church. Do you know what I mean?
Usually.
Usually.
But locally, quite often, our ministers are the one that are running the Alcoholics Anonymous
I see
group.
what you're saying.
And
Yeah, they're
so
taking it.
it's
I
not
can
so
imagine
much.
in like a small town, if they haven't got someone to fill in and do it for them.
Yeah.
I can imagine so, yeah. I think it's where I'm in a city. There's a separate team who come in and do the whole NA stuff, but they just use their facilities.
Right.
It's like I don't know if they pay to use the
That's how they
facilities.
do it in
Probably they
Mexico.
probably pay to use the church's facilities. That's why they take donations. Do you know what I mean? I think we have to pay for the facilities.
Well, I mean the
Not
group
here.
itself is self-sustaining. So
It is.
Yeah, it's a self-sustaining thing. So I think we have to pay for them to rent that community hall from the
If it's a
church.
community hall.
And then any
but
profits obviously go towards the
locally.
organization.
I know locally that they are expected to pay for whatever electricity they use on that day or whenever the meetings are. And there's usually a janitor associated with it to come in and clean up after. So
Yeah, I can imagine, especially during COVID as well. Like
it's more or less
yeah,
donated.
they would have had to get cleaners in.
You know. Hello, Irish Rover. Welcome to the show. Boa Omega, good to see you too. I lost my clicky thing. You know, clicky thing you use to poke stuff on the screen. I figured the
That's what we said, South Alabama.
I figured the
Whose
stranded deep
thing?
would
What? Fell
fit
off?
for all survivors. Right. And these shows aren't to glorify using drugs or to villainize anyone who does. That's one of the reasons why I try not to bring up specific channels in relation to it. Is you don't want to advertise. You want to advertise the recovery, the methodology, and the fact that it is possible to
Mhm.
be completely strung out for a significant portion of your life and to wake up tomorrow and decide you're going to do a little bit less than you did yesterday. That is perfectly acceptable. And people who say it's not and that it can't be done either haven't done it and probably won't succeed when they try, or haven't done it yet.
And for that reason, Omega, I think that's why we don't have more people in meetings and stuff, because of, the religious aspect of it.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Our local one are real careful about specifying that whatever higher power you ascribe to, I'm the one making the decisions in my life. So if I decide to go do smack tomorrow, I doubt there's going to be a whole bunch to stop me. If you get what I'm saying, and if I decide not to, that will also be the way that plays out. It will come down to being my decision. So if you want to prescribe a higher power, fine. But I guarantee you that higher power helps those who helps themselves. Yep. And that is a ubiquitous fact. If you're not helping yourself, you can't help anyone else. And chances are no one will help you. But you put your feet on the ground and you get up and you go do one thing today that you failed to do yesterday. Or don't do one thing horrible today that you did do yesterday. Either way, just improvement. We're not asking you to freaking pay off everybody by the end of the week and stop gambling yesterday. We're just saying do a little less, help a little more. It helps you, it makes you feel better, and you're going to feel like shit. There's nothing anybody can do about that.
I thought I was gonna die.
I actually wished I had a few times. It about the fourth time washing my sheets, man. Just threw away the mattress when I was done.
Oh yeah.
I just chunked that son of it. Have you ever seen Train Spotting?
Yeah.
We
Oh
worked more
man.
off of that. I was having seizures and stuff, man. Like I was coming off the
Yeah, I
block.
had in a hospital, mate. The baby head turning thing that kind of mild. I was like, oh damn, that was it. Like, but no, like I can see what they're saying with the delirium
Uh-huh.
tremens and that. That's no joke. I
Well,
had them in February when I came off all the pills, and I thought it was Christmas again. I was like, oh man, like my mum's fucked. That's when I really pictured myself just walking down the street collecting tin cans, like just yelling at people, like hurling abuse to anyone fucking with my cans. And I was like, oh, I can see how people slip there. Like, yeah, I mean, I can see how all of a sudden you can be a normal person. You're like, yeah,
right.
man, like fuck that shit.
Oh,
That shit's fucking insane. I don't want to deal with that again. Or at least not for a while. That shit was hectic.
you know what gets me going every morning, right? I wake up in the morning and everything hurts. And I think, damn, I'm 40. And I pop everything back into place and I think, damn, I had a rough life. And then I get up and go get me a cup of coffee and I sit down and realize, hey, I'm not doing smack. I ain't got to do that shit.
Exactly.
I like in my head,
You
I was
realize
just
you're not
busy as
falling
fuck trying
chained
to
to something each day. It's so
do
good.
that.
The value. But yeah, it's weird. You gotta go through some shit, I do believe. Because like obviously got clean the first time and then I needed to learn more. So I was like, nah, and then it dragged, you know what I mean? It will keep dragging you back to it
Yeah.
until you learn what you need to learn. I figure.
Well,
Like,
they call that rock bottom.
yeah, do you know what I mean? And then
Real hard.
people think they hit rock bottom, but then like you don't you? You then hit another rock bottom, and you're like, oh shit! Like you don't realize how much worse it actually can get. Like that's what I kept having for
Does
like
it have
many
to get
years.
that bad?
It just kept getting worse and worse. I was like, just when I thought I was doing all right, it's like,
But George, does it
that's why
have to
now I
get
just
that bad?
truly try and just be good for what I've got. Like I try not to like get complacent because I know it's gonna all be gone tomorrow. Like just like it was before, many times.
Got a question. Do you have to hit rock bottom?
No.
Yeah,
No.
you do. Oh, debate in the chat. I don't know.
All right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe if it's not some people, you don't. You know what I mean? Maybe some people are smarter than me. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just dumb and my perception's like, nah, you got to hit rock bottom. Like, just because
Oh
I
no.
did. I don't know.
Maybe you
Maybe
did.
not for other people. Yeah. I can only speak
Maybe
for
you
myself for
had
what
to
I've
hit
been
rock
through.
bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I can only speak for what I've been through, and I had to. But I think
Right.
it's the first time I got complacent. I think at first it kind of gave me some warnings, like, yo, don't fuck with this. And I ignored those warnings. So therefore, I had to hit rock bottom. You know what I mean? If I didn't
don't
ignore
get me
those
wrong.
warnings at the beginning, I think I would have been fine. You know what I mean? But I ignored them. I don't know.
What's
I
that?
truly
AJ?
appreciate what I've been through anyway. It's good.
I was saying, I mean, it wasn't pretty, you know. I mean, I lost my home because I, you know, couldn't keep up paying for it. But I mean, I didn't hit rock bottom. Like, I almost, but I caught myself before. So, but see, for me, I couldn't just quit. Like, I had to wean myself off. So it took a year to wean myself off. Of 20 plus years doing, you know, methamphetamine. So
Right. Just saying it hurts, don't it?
yeah.
It hurts me. It hurts me every time. Every time I'm like talking to somebody and backstage or whatever, or come up on a panel, and you see those signs that they're right there in that full blown addiction phase. You can see it. It's just off camera to the left. There's the rappers right over yonder, the boys right over. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
You can't actually
See,
see it.
people are not
Eyes glancing at it.
their mind's not in the right place. Do you know what I mean? When you have
Right.
a conversation with people in their mind, you can tell they're checked out mentally, but they're just kind of going along like, I've been there. And I like, that's the fucking worst part. Like, it's like having one foot in, one foot out. I don't know if that makes any sense. One foot in, kind of like you're still in that world, but you're trying. I've been there many times.
I couldn't do
What I'm doing is fucked up, but in my mentality, like, yeah, it's like just waiting for something. Like, as I said before, since I started smoking green, that's my main thing. I don't need to reach for pills, but that's so subjective, isn't it? Like, I spoke to someone else the other day who said if they smoke weed, that'll have them back on drugs. So I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Like, for me, it's really saved
some
me. So
people,
I couldn't think of anything bad, but like, yeah, I forget. It's like it's just like a gateway, isn't it? Like for some people, and like we said on the last podcast,
Hey, I got a
we
buddy.
said we have to
George.
you have to brush like elbows with the black market.
Can smoke a joint. This motherfucker can smoke a joint, and he will curl up in the floor and barf on himself for 2 hours. I'm not even joking. No exaggeration. He cannot handle it. The man is a hardcore needle user.
Oh, I know many of them. They can't even smoke green. A lot of them, it makes them too paranoid. That's all. That my main response every time I've been in a location that's had users and I offer them a joint, they're like, "No, it makes me too anxious." And like you said, hardcore needle junkies will turn down a joint. It's weird. Maybe not turn it down if it's free, but
he's
they won't buy it.
I was in high school with this guy. He used to hang around with us, ran with us for a long time, and never ever could smoke a joint. Every single time some hot chick would show up and convince him to take a hit, he would end up laying in the back of the truck barfing.
Fucking hell.
Not a single, nothing else.
It's weird how it reacts. I think because I smoked green before my main addictions, and I never had a problem with just smoking green before. But then when I got into other addictions, they fucked my life right up.
I think you underestimate your ability to choose your own path.
Yeah, I guess. And that world's just so destructive. I mean, the people in it are just so out for themselves that it's not like green. Sure. Green culture is so different.
That was true 10 years ago. That was true.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think if the culture was the same with weed, like, then I would stay away from it. If it was full of junkies stealing each other's shit out their houses, like, I'd be like, what the fuck?
You can't do
I
that.
think I'd stay away from it then, but the fact that no one steals each other's shit and it seems to be a pretty humble community, I'm like, oh, I get it. But no, yeah, if it was meth addict behavior from weed, I'd be like, all right, well, I need to pack the weed in now. I never should have saw it like that.
When we get backstage, I got a meth addict behavior from weed conversation to go over. It was a really strange time period, but we're not going to cover it right now because it's retarded. It's dumb. It's some really dumb shit.
What do you mean? What
What
kind of behavior?
fight
Like,
are
can I-
you talking about? Oh my gosh, your chat's crazy.
Yeah, I know. They tend to just kind of go along with their own thing. I let them. I'm a little bit perturbed. There's not a single mod but you here.
Look, I know, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I just
No,
can't.
all you got to do it. Just if I notice
That's
anything
too much.
untowards, I'll block them. If you notice it, you block them. It'll be fine. I don't see much of a problem. Just Swiss Miz has already took care of most of that shit. Most people who's gonna start shit already know how it's gonna go. Sorry, they're just doing what I ask them to do. Keep the BS to a minimum. A dull roar would be appreciated. But all right. So steps are applicable to anything that you find yourself powerless to prevent yourself from doing. That work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So first, you have to admit that you're powerless to something.
We
Then you
admit that we were powerless over our addiction, that our lives had become unmanageable.
Indeed.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely
first,
got
before you can
unmanageable.
admit
I like
that,
how subtle that word is.
you have to admit
Unmanageable
you're
makes it
powerless.
sound quite nice. It's like it was unmanageable.
Right.
How do you explain it? Unmanageable. Like, sounds pretty. Sounds like a puzzle.
That's a winner.
Yeah, no, it was
Chicken dinner.
unmanageable.
Absolutely unmanageable. We all agree there, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Does it always have to involve a group?
No.
Is it necessary to admit to others that you have a problem?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
especially
should get a
close
sponsor.
family. Close family, friends, and that. I
Okay.
think it says to tell people where you can. I know, something like that. So, like, just where you can, basically. If it's going to ruin any relationships and that, by telling them, just keep it to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I pretty much told everyone.
I figure everybody already knew. I didn't really have to tell them much. I figured they'd guessed.
My family was oblivious.
Really?
Mhm.
Or did they just say they were because you hadn't told
Yeah.
them yourself?
No.
That's my question.
No.
Because my sister pretended she didn't know anything was going on, even though I know for a fact that she knew something was going on.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
She had to.
An
She's not an
inkling.
idiot. She is not a moron. And
Right.
I refuse to believe. I believe that she would rather believe I'm a moron because I'm on dope that I'll believe that shit. Right? So, not being on that trash and not having to expend your fucking energy to do that shit leaves you a lot of time around to benefit yourself in other ways.
I can put the links for the NA and the AA online for the chat. Just so
Okay.
I'll put it in
I'll
there
even pin them.
because they're talking about it.
Oh, is that the Discord, though? Is that Derek's Discord?
Huh?
Is that Derek's Discord, or is that a different thing?
I have no idea who you're talking about. What's up, Tom? Welcome to the show, brother. You want to come talk about smack, meth, and like Benadryl addiction?
I'm definitely going to get age restricted.
I know my whole channel's age restricted. I said it as age restricted.
He was.
Yes, the fuck I would. You damn right I do. Oh, this ain't never going to make no money. I'm never going to get a dime off this thing.
Freaky geek! I swear to goodness.
What is up, Abstract Look? Good to see you, brother. I'm looks like you're the only mod in chat. If
Yeah.
I'll drop your link, you can certainly do that. You should throw your weight around with everybody else.
Yeah, I've got to be
Want to try to
gone
run
by
that
like
game.
2:45 or 6ish. I need to get dinner.
We're at about 34 minutes. We got
What
about
time is it over there?
noon.
11:30.
Same time it was last week, dude.
Still early.
It didn't change just because the world moved a little bit.
Yeah, I forgot what it was last week. And like, still early over there.
I can tell he's getting better weed. Obviously, it's better weed. Last week you were all on top of your game. Today you're kind of slipping.
I thought I was well eaten last time. I had like this hot dog for lunch, but it wasn't enough.
Oh, it's not trash, dude. I bought one of your paintings myself. Don't sell yourself short. You know better. Don't commit none of that. Tom, an abstract look is an art channel. He does some really, really like. I liked it so much I bought it. You know, I immediately searched him out when I saw one of his paintings, and I bought the paint. And I watched him paint, hanging on my wall right behind me. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's the background, the banner at the top. It's also the thing that goes up if my thumbnail doesn't work for whatever reason. It pops a banner up on that too. So you've been looking at his art and you didn't even realize it. All right, so we've covered the 12 steps. Now we got the 5 stages. Is there any outcome that you can think of that an individual involved in a hardcore addiction can come out of it without either reaching rock bottom or coming to terms with the addiction itself?
You gotta hit rock bottom. I don't care what people say. Like, you got to.
All right.
Otherwise, you never truly realize what you're fucking up. You know what I mean? It's like denial. I don't know.
And I agree with Omega. He said that not everyone's rock bottom.
Yeah, that's what I think we're getting a difference of opinion of. My rock bottom.
When oneself,
you know what I mean? It's just difference of rock bottom. Everyone hits a rock bottom. The minute you start smoking meth, that's a rock bottom. The minute you start putting a needle in your arm, that's rock bottom. The minute you're doing dope to come down off that crack,
but it's not.
Case, then that's rock bottom. Then
that's
that is a rock bottom. If you're shooting dope, that's a rock bottom. Like
that's for you.
You're telling me there's not a rock bottom in life being a dope.
If I was there, that would be well past my personal rock bottom.
That's crazy.
I didn't go quite that far, George. That's why I brought you here, because you have some deeper experiences with other sides of things that I don't. Just like she has experiences with things that I don't. I can't
think anyone smoking crack, meth, or shooting heroin, that's a rock bottom.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
I'm not saying anything apart from that. I'm just saying that's a rock bottom in itself. Therefore, people should.
You're saying you hit rock bottom. Got it.
Yeah, that's what it's going to take for you.
Well, yeah, that was like one of my rock bottoms, but then another one was like waking up in hospital. Then another one was then going back to doing dope after coming out of hospital.
George,
I've had like 18 rock bottoms.
Those are events that happen during your rock bottom.
I'll buy that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd say it was a whole thing. Yeah, if you want to class it as like one show, and then many things happened in the show, like.
And the whole mission here, dude,
but
is
people's rock bottoms are different. I think that's what we disagreed on earlier. I don't think.
Hold on. The whole mission here is to get to a point where we can discuss our addiction as a whole thing. Its own thing that's in its own place in our life. It's over there, in its own box, and it can stay there, but we can talk about it.
Thing we can analyze it.
Yeah,
right there. Like.
That's the mission.
We need to be in the virtual world, and we could just make it an entity in this. Things we could do in the future.
Would that help you with your addiction?
Nah, it'll be cool.
Okay, then what's the point of wasting time discussing anything in that direction? I think that's a waste of effort.
Visual aspect. It'll be visually appealing. Nah, so I'm just fucking around. Continue it now.
Visually appealing. Yeah, okay.
But
like if this is gonna work, bro, like you're gonna have to give me an hour every Tuesday, like cereal.
Right. I know. We could sit here and do this all day.
Yeah.
And there'll be a few minutes where we're all sitting thinking about the horrible shit we did and trying not to bring up the worst parts, or going, hey, there was this one time when Stogie Moo came down to the Waffle House and he had this. We don't do that. That's not.
It's like the official reports who's got to redact a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean, when you see a redaction, it's like that. When you tell us.
I mean, personally, I don't think you've lived until you've had your ass whipped by 3 guys named Chico.
What would your definition be, Raymond? On like would you leave you at? Well, to answer your own question, I mean, what would your
rock bottom
be? Yeah.
My rock bottom was a twofold thing that happened within a couple of days of each other. I
Two
reset
different events. Yeah.
two things that happened really nearby each other. I had an injury that had my hip out of place, and for years I walked around on it anyway because no one could fix it. I went to get up one morning, rolled off the couch, and dislocated my hip. I had to put it back into the socket. So when I rolled it back into place, it went back in right.
Mm.
So suddenly I wasn't in screaming pain anymore, but I was still strung out on junk. So I'm still taking smack. And a couple of
I was
days
gonna
later,
say, but where you was on the substances, I guess the pain was
right,
probably minimal. Like, yeah.
horrible.
Like when I had undiagnosed pneumonia, I went to hospital. I was like, "Wait, what?" Like I was ill. They're like, "Yeah, you're seriously
Yeah,
ill, dude."
apparently your flu
I was like,
also.
I didn't even feel that ill. I felt pretty good. Like, yeah.
So
Like,
the next thing that happened is a couple more days later, my kid came by in the morning. I was all fucked up as a field rat, passed out on the couch, right? Laid the fuck out. She came over and whispered in my ear, "I don't want you to die, Father," and left. She's 15, 14 at the time. And I must have slept for 6 hours with that echoing in my fucking head like a bad tape,
yeah.
because when I woke up, it was the only thing I could think of. The only thing I could think of. And I went and got one more batch of shit, and that was the end of it. I did that one more so that I could have some here so that when I fail, I could blame myself for it, right? But I didn't fail. I went into my bedroom. I chained myself up with enough room to reach the toilet and proceeded to make an absolute mess of myself.
Was that the final? That was your last time you came off all the shit then?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Old turkey, hard as a fucking rock. Now, here's the thing. Someone with the discipline to be able to do that simply does not have the discipline, in my case, to taper off. I can't do it. That requires self-control.
Yeah, I guess because you got to moderate your own usage then. I definitely recommend that for tablets and stuff. But yeah, I'm the same. When I was on Smack, I couldn't taper. I think I've done that many a times actually. I'm gonna taper off tomorrow, and then I'd end up just using tomorrow, and then I'd strung out to the next day, and then I think
Well,
I've done that
junkie
many
never
times.
quits when they're out.
But it depends how much you're using, because I've been in many phases of addiction where I've been using a lot more than others, and I have tapered down successfully and then cut it out. But sometimes I've been nickel and diming it, and then there's no need to taper down at that rate.
That's
you know what I mean?
maintenance addiction.
If you're doing $400 a day or something, I'd suggest maybe go to $200 and then try and quit. I get that. I get that mentality. But I never really got to $400 a day. That's a bit obscene. And even if I did, even if it did add to 4 grams a day, which is $400 in street terms, and yeah, I wouldn't buy it in street
We're
terms.
not going to cover any
$400 will get you a lot more than 4 grams.
$400 a day. I don't want to fucking know. That will not be discussed on this stream. We're never talking.
That's insane. All I ever hear is people doing $400. I'm like, wait, what? Why didn't you start trying to buy it bulk? Or make your own. Get a different plug,
and then depending on what drug you're talking about, you know what I mean? I mean, there's different for $400 you can get different amounts.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that can get you different stuff. That will get you very little. And depending on what place you're at in the world as well. If you're at like Australia and stuff, they're getting taxed on everything. Well, obviously not illegal stuff. So I don't mean taxed as in illegal tax on meth, but you know what I mean. They're getting taxed just because it's harder to get. There's a
oh, you mean they're authoritarian?
There's an inflation. Sorry, there's an inflation, not a tax, but you know what I mean. I just say tax because it goes through processes.
Highlight Omega's.
Omega, which one? Hold up.
The one about his friend.
Told a story. Come on now, work. Told a story of how his friends dragged him to the hospital. He wanted to go back up for another hit. Instead, he got to the ER and he died on the table. Was luckily brought back. I got a buddy of mine who has died 4 times from various reasons. And I'm personally of the opinion that hell is so afraid of him. He's so evil that hell just spits him out.
They just keep sending them back.
No, dude, listen. Motherfucker died on in an ER back in the late 80s because he got hit by a car. A few months later,
Welcome, BS.
he was in a totally different car accident where he also died on the table, and they brought his ass back. A few years later, he gets bit by a snake, goes through some kind of anaphylaxis, dies on the table. They bring his ass back. A few years later, he ODs 3 times in the same year. They bring his ass back.
What the?
It ain't his time to go.
He's been to hell more
Yeah.
than Satan
They're not
himself.
ready yet. He's got other shit to do on this planet yet. He might have like another purpose. I always think that, do you know what I mean? I thought that when I like come out of hospital and I was like, oh, I got another title. Although I went back to using and fucking right up, which was then another rock bottom. I called it.
George,
you know what I mean?
George, you got to put a space between those
coming out of
words.
hospital of
brother,
dying from dope and then
hey,
going back to dope. Was
hey, you've got
I
to
had to do it.
you got to put a space between the words, man. You
Wait,
just
what do you
turned
mean?
into a British mumbler. I couldn't
Sorry,
keep up with none of it.
It's like when I came out of hospital, it's called like another rock bottom, like of that journey. I thought, fuck, it just kept getting worse.
As long as
And
he
then-
goes slow, he
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
As long as he's going slow, it's fine.
I need a
It's
script. Like,
fucking going.
I'll be good at reading a script.
Yeah, we got to get you a script. That's what we'll do. I'm not going to use the
British
script.
You ain't
news
gonna
anchor. We'll do a
follow
news
it.
section.
Stop lying.
I said I'm
We
not
can do
going
the
to
weather.
script.
But no,
I
like,
mean, hell.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've just been force-fed the rock bottom thing. Maybe they are just events and stages in life.
Yeah, maybe
that's
you just needed rock
maybe
bottom yourself.
that's just a thing. Like, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
just
saying.
what you needed.
Yeah, I don't
You
know. Maybe
had-
they're just sayings because you could look at it like they're just different events that happened. Don't know if it has to be a rock bottom.
No,
every
it's
time.
all one event. That was all.
Otherwise,
You
I had
were
about 84 rock bottoms. I don't know if I'm still having one right now. No, I'm doing pretty good right now, to be honest.
given.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know if you're ever having a rock bottom? If you're,
I'll give you a
it's
clue.
weird in my brain. Like.
No, George, I got a clue for you about rock bottom. It's a tip. If you look around and you can't figure out who it is that's at the bottom of this pile, it's you.
Yeah, I heard that one as well. It's like, if you can't identify the most annoying person in the room, it's probably you. And ever since I heard that, I was like, oh shit.
Same
like,
true
I
for
hate
John.
that. I know that now.
Uh-huh.
And still, I'm
And you
always
look
the most
around and
annoying person without
It
fail.
must be me.
It
It's
doesn't
always
matter if
me.
I know it. Like,
I'm
I
always
could know everything. I wouldn't listen to it. Like, I gotta learn it in my own time.
I don't know how you listen to anything.
Dude,
I
hey, no, AJ, that's
had
what I was
to.
telling you.
I'm teasing him.
Listen, that's what I was telling you. He
I had
comes
to.
from the vlog sphere.
I tried to go many years.
Hold on, George. Hold on. He has spent 5 years talking straight at a camera. It is the most natural thing he does in his
Right.
life. It's great for a co-host, but occasionally he loses track of the fact that it's a conversation, right? And I'm not downing on you. I know where you come.
No,
I know why you do it. I know
No,
how
you're great. Yeah.
he does a stream of consciousness thing that's great. It's difficult to manage. It's
I'm so
Try.
glad this ain't on TV or something. You know what I mean? It'd
Oh,
be
but
so
it
bad.
is.
I'll be getting FCC fines and all sorts. Like, I'll be like, you just can't say anything on this list, and I'd fuck it up, man. Fuck it up.
that's part of the reason why I'm age
Bad
restricted.
people here are patient. Thank you.
Bye, Freaky Geek.
Bye, freaky. Hey, Bernie.
But anyway,
Sure.
but
Oh yeah, no,
I don't know.
Tom, I actually have some ARC footage that I have done for a different audiobook. It's going to be for At the Earth's Core, and I've got half of it done. I just got to edit together the rest of it. And it's all ARC footage. The map with the hollow Earth thing, and I took away as many of the Technicolor dinosaurs as I could get rid of.
I had some deja vu then. It was you I was speaking to about the Hollow Earth stuff, like last week, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, well,
otherwise, I know someone else in real life who's speaking about.
but that's the work that I'm
How many
doing.
people do I
in,
know that's into Hollow Earth?
YouTube. I'm actually doing audiobooks, like editing and stuff, just tinkering on it, getting my chops up for editing.
I need to listen to some of that Hollow Earth. I'm all into theories and shit.
Ooh,
I heard about it. I've seen cool graphic art of it. That's how I first learned about it. It was like some cool,
of art.
I don't know, it just had like the Earth, and then it was just the insides. of it,
Thanks
and
for
it was well
coming,
drawn
Irish.
out. I was
Oh
like,
wait,
that
you're
was
talking
pretty
about
good.
Hollow Earth in general.
Yeah.
no,
I've seen
okay,
some like conceptual art on it. I don't know what it's called. I guess conceptual art.
Right.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick.
It's definitely an interesting topic, but to be perfectly clear, my concept of a hollow Earth is different from their concept of a hollow Earth. I don't have a problem with the idea of a civilization living underground without us ever realizing it's there. I mean, there's an awful lot more Earth inside Earth than there is on the outside of Earth. So it makes sense that there might be enough room down there for somebody to figure something out. But as far as like an inner sun that shines on the plains of Pellucidar, probably not. Probably not. Probably not going to be flying airplanes down there and shit. I'll admit there's some huge caverns, and there may actually be civilizations down there that have never reached the light of day or whatever, but it's unlikely. That whole vitamin D thing, it's a real fuck mother.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It definitely. I mean, like that's probably where all these vitamin pills are going. Like, they're just they're gonna need a lot of them.
All right, we've gotten off subject. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now we're gonna have vitamin D deficiencies.
I blame Tom. It's all Tom's fault. He made it happen.
Vitamin D deficiencies, bro.
Oh, bother. Okay, so 12 steps are a good policy.
100%, yeah. And they can relate to everything. If
it associates well with virtually any type of addiction or any type of negative behavior. It could
any sort of like physical and mental addiction, I'd say. Yeah.
Right.
If we're agreeing that like meth and speed and all that shit, that's like a mentally addictive substance versus something like an opiate that's physically addictive.
It's all mentally addictive. All of it.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I'd say that too. Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah, no, true. We can go into definitions all day. Let's not. That's just
that's
3 parts. Otherwise, we're gonna be in here all day, like philosophizing.
No, we're only gonna be in here for another 9 minutes.
I mean, if the way I say it means one thing and the way you say it means another, I'm getting all confused.
But it doesn't mean anything.
I'm just here to agree with people and have a good time.
You don't have to.
I don't want too much debate, like.
But people's perception of one thing is yeah, there's different, but I mean the word is the word. You know what I mean? Just like law is law. I mean, it
is addiction.
But even people are taking law into their own perception. I don't know. That's just getting off topic though. Like,
they're trying to take law into their own hands, right? But that's
we're just going to go by the book on this channel. You're saying we're just going to go
what
by
the law is.
Not looking at it through ultimate dimensions. We're just going to look at it through what we see it as. That's what I like. We get off topic before there's other perceptions all day long.
Yeah, the lag's killing him. It's killing him. I'm between y'all. I see what's happening.
Oh, I already spotted it. Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't hear.
Are you lagging for me, or is it just on stream?
No, she's about as far away to the west of me as you are to the east of me. And so when she speaks,
perfect setup for internet
she speaks. I hear her a split second before you do, and you react a split second before you hear her, and so inevitably you're talking right over top of her. You just don't notice it because you can't hear it because it clips out your speakers so that the mic can pick up your voice. That's why I was suggesting the ear cans.
Oh yeah, I can do that next week.
Yeah,
I'll do that next week.
But it makes it a lot easier to actually hear the other people in the panel, and then you realize other folks are talking, and I don't have to say, "Hey George, hey George."
Work lions were sat there like, "What's the fuck's up with my phone?" Like,
hey George. Hey.
I think if he were to just visually stay focused, it would be a lot better.
Have you ever tried to get George to stop rolling a joint? Bitch, you're smoking up a tree. You ain't got no hope on that one. He's going to be rolling a joint. That's what's going to be happening.
Oh, that's not what no, yeah. But I'm saying when he's playing with his phone and stuff, people like us, we can't do all that all the time.
No, if my camera's lagging, I don't want it to lag. I'll just stay still. That's why then people use always like that.
He's talking about you looking at the people you're talking to.
Who?
Because you do just tend to, go if you're seeing that, others are trying to.
Yeah.
Visual.
I'm not
like, hey, look at me right now. Look.
Yeah, we're good.
Exactly.
I got my cans in there. I got my cans.
Okay, sure, yeah.
We'll figure it out next week. We'll get it all hammered down.
I get my cans next week. Then I can't talk over people because I hear it right there.
Right. Yeah. No,
I knew that going. I've got all sorts going. We're in the middle of
rehearsal an hour before show. Got it.
What are we doing over here? Oh my God, we got Joe Cool in the chat. I'm famous now, motherfuckers. You know how I know? Because he's famous and he showed up. You know how I know he's famous? Told me. Yep. Damn straight.
And
very first video I found. The very first video of Joe Cool's I found. I didn't know him from Adam's House Cat. And how do you find out about people? You ask questions. I was like, okay, so who are you and what are you doing? His answer was, I'm famous, motherfucker. I was like, okay, great. Hell, that was what, 1,000 subs ago, 3,000? I don't know, bunch. He got a pile of. He's a total asshole, but I love him to death. God, he goes from 0 to 100 so fast it makes your freaking nose pop off. How you do? Have you ever seen the Blazing Saddles?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the scene where the sheriff goes walking down the street and he's saying hi to everybody? First black sheriff having this conversation. Hey, darling. Hey, how you doing? Isn't it a fine day today? He reminds me of that scene so much because the very
Yeah.
second the cop says anything directive, negative, or inappropriate, fuck you, motherfucker. Get your ass back in the goddamn car. Get the fuck out of here. Blows my mind how quick he can go from one to the other, and it's fucking beautiful. So go check out Joe Cool.
Joe Cool, you're fucking beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. You crack smoking genius. You fucking amazing. You got to admit genius when you see it. Hey, I'm gonna throw the link in chat. I'm gonna give it the rest of the 5 minutes. Anybody wants to jump up can come up, and I'm gonna end the stream, and we're gonna hash this out backstage afterwards. All right. I'm not gonna do the whole super professional play
I'm
out.
gonna run it through my laptop next time. We'll speak about that in a minute.
We'll figure that trash out. We got a week. Just the thing is
You
when
ain't
I didn't
running
run it through my
nothing.
laptop because I thought it was really laggy, but I just realized that was Streamlabs now. I was like, oh, that's not a good way to view it.
when
Streamlabs is
you
shit.
start up an idea, when you come across something new that intrigues you, try your best to never ever do exactly the same thing they're doing. That is a horrible way to live your life, especially in YouTube. That's just it's ridiculous. If somebody else is already doing it, don't do that. It's you're just pissing up the road. What's up, mystery schooler? Good to see you, brother. It's pointless. You can get addicted to anything. When it comes down to it, you can be addicted to strange stories to tell in the dark. You can be addicted to camping. You can be addicted to sunshine. You can be addicted to surfing.
Vic, you're kind of late, sir.
It only becomes, yeah, welcome to the show, Vic. It only becomes an addiction whenever it starts impacting your life in a negative fashion.
Unmanageable.
What'd you do? What'd you say? What'd you
I
do?
said when it becomes unmanageable.
Sure. I think it's an addiction before it becomes unmanageable. There's this moment where you think you might be unmanageable, but you're not sure yet. That's an addiction already.
Well, yeah, if you're thinking you're not, I mean, then that's yeah.
Oh, you know Joe was waiting bacon. Yeah, you watch us cats. We'll sit right here and dance like little monkeys for another 3 minutes. That's what we're gonna do. There you go. Right.
This heat wave should be gone next week as well. So this will be a lot more enjoyable for me.
Man, you can't tell fucking American Justice of Texas shit. Hell, it's probably 85 degrees in her air conditioned room.
It's 89 right now.
now.
No, not in my AC room, but yeah.
Yeah, but you get it. You're already on top of it, John.
It's 78.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, the UK is gonna have to
y'all coming in.
adopt.
It's been a very interesting show. We've had a little bit of a different go at it this week. I appreciate everybody that came in that had their say. Vic, John, Denicola, good to see both of y'all. Joe, links up there. I'm not bringing anybody else up until after this bit of the show's done. I got a little bit of play out that I'm going to do. But George, thank you for coming by. Hopefully we'll do it again next week.
Pleasure. Yeah, next week, man. Look at my headphones. That's good.
I don't know if you'll be available next week, but if you are.
Oh, what are you talking? I'm going to take this and run. I've got the next 3 shows like topics, so we're good.
All right, we'll get together on that in just a minute. I appreciate y'all. I do. I don't really know what to say about this whole thing actually working. To be honest, I was totally expecting to be sitting here with just me, George, and her having a conversation by ourselves.
Oh,
Maybe Workline would show up, but it seems to be a relatively popular concept. Although, honestly, I kind of feel like we're beating a dead
Have a
horse.
good day, Botanica.
It's all been said before. You can find all of this in a book.
It's all, but
it happened to me. It happened to George. It happened to AJ. And we're all survivors. You are too. Right? So at least celebrate your survival. Can't do anything else. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Peace out, people. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh yeah, brother. That's where we're at today.
Don't be so
Bye.
glum, chum.
I spelled it wrong.